dolls. Welcome back to the Elise DeLucci Show, episode 64. We're here in my living room on the Upper East Side as usual. Excuse me. Having a little bit of a slur this evening. Don't know why. No espresso martinis here, although it would be nice. Fact of the day. Times Square is named after the New York Times. It was originally called Longacre Square until the New York Times moved there in 1904. Did you know that? I had no idea. The only thing I know about Times Square is Bubblegum Shrimp Co., Red Lobster, and it's the armpit of New York City. Isn't that funny when you hear a fact that you just have, in a place that you've lived forever, you just have no idea? Now the New York Times moved to the other armpit of Manhattan, the Port Authority area. The only good thing around there is, I think, Schnippers, which is a delicious food place. But Times Square, oh my God, I am not a fan. Don't get me wrong. I love the theater. Obviously, I'm a performer. I love the theater. I love all of that. Jazz and big, loud lights and sounds and, drama and all the thespianism in the area. But the area itself, oh, woof. Although, I will say, a few months ago, in really the height of the pandemic, I had my boyfriend drive me through Times Square because I wanted to see if the lights were on at the theaters and all that, just as something to do, as one does in a pandemic and a shutdown. And, it's funny because I was excited when we started when we were heading down 7th Avenue towards the 40s. It was lit up. Times Square was lit up, and it was like one of those moments, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm excited to be here. And of course it was empty. There was no Elmo. There was no naked cowboy, soliciting change from you. But I was excited. And then I realized I'm excited because it's empty. And the lights, and all that, the lights are fun. The lights are fun when it's empty. But Longacre Square, it doesn't have the same ring as Times Square, Where are you going to see a show? Longacre Square. Sounds like the show's going to be so boring. Oh, man. I had a busy week. I performed in New Jersey at the Morristown, New Jersey Performing Arts Center on Saturday night. That was great. I opened for Mike Marino. This was the first time I've been in a theater in ages. Okay, and I was performing there, which was even better. It's funny, though, because we had a great show. It was a sold-out show. But the theater holds 1,300 seats, and we were sold out at 200 seats. That was the max capacity. So, it was funny for me because when we had a soundtrack and I got on the stage and I looked out at all the seats, it was like, wow, this is amazing and this is going to be filled. And then when I actually because I wasn't really putting two and two together, that's when I actually stepped out on the stage live. When it was my me to open the show, it was like I saw two people in the audience. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, and, it's funny because, the laughs, you hear the laughs, but you don't hear them like you would. You don't hear you didn't hear the roar of laughter like you would if it was a packed house. But regardless, it was amazing, and I'm so appreciative of the opportunity. I mean, the reality of the situation is, I think I said this to you before, I've been doing stand-up for 4 years. That's not a long time. Someone like Kevin Hart, he's been doing stand-up for 15, 17 years. Sebastian Maniscalco, 20 years. Mike Marino, who I opened for 30 years. I mean, these guys are pros, right? They're pros. And so 4 years is young in the game, right, so to speak. But I have the chops, I have everything, I have my material. I'm obviously working on it, and the only way that you get good is repetition, right? Is by going on stage all the time. And I'm really happy for the opportunity. And I've said this before, but I'm working on a longer show, obviously, just for myself or with maybe a couple of other people. But you really, you have to be in the game for a while, traditionally, to do that. I mean, social media changed it a little bit. It's like, if you have a following on social media, if you're active on social media, if you have a lot of stuff you're talking about, right, then it makes it a bit easier to put together your own show, which is what I'm doing. But yeah. But otherwise, it's a grind. But it was so fun. And they gave me a dressing room with a shower in it. And it's so funny, right? Because when I showed up at the theater, like, I'm just a regular girl. I mean, and I feel like I make this crystal clear. I am a regular girl. Yes, I live on the Upper East Side, fancy Upper East Side of Manhattan. And yes, I've worked hard to have everything that I have. But I am a fancy girl. I didn't marry somebody rich and then get divorced. Like, I'm a self-made person, right? And, and when I got to the theater on Saturday night, well, first of all, I parked my car. And I was told to park in, like, a special parking lot for the performers. I just parked in regular community parking. Like, I couldn't be bothered. Like, I'm paying the meter. Like, why? Why should I? Then I walk in the door, and this lady, she stops, and she's like, oh, what are you doing? And I said, I'm here for the show. And she's like, oh, you have to go outside. We didn't open the doors yet. I said, well, I'm on the show. And she's like, you're on the show? I said, yeah, I'm on the show. And she's like, why are you walking in here? I said, why can't I walk in here? And she's like, oh, you were supposed to go backstage, like the allure. Nobody's supposed to see you. I said, will you please give me a break? I'm just going to walk in this way, and I need to use the bathroom. Can you tell me where the bathroom is? She says, there's a bathroom in your dressing room. I said, I came in from Manhattan. I just got to go, and it's like ridiculous. And I'm in the bathroom in the lobby. The woman literally looked horrified, like, relax, doll. I mean, so the theater was great. They were so sweet. And it was a real, it was wonderful, professional, obviously, operation with all the COVID restrictions in place. But, like, really, I don't give a shit. Come on. Like, I'm going to the bathroom in the lobby. If I see people, I see people. Great. They're just people. I don't bite. They're not going to bite me. And I'm going to walk in the door with everybody else because me and my TJ Maxx jeans, I mean, that's who I am. Ridiculous. Anyway, I did a post the other day on TikTok about armpit hair, which apparently is all the rage right now. And I'm not sure if you saw that post or if you know about this thing, but it disgusts me. I got so much backlash on this post. And let me tell you where this comes from, okay? Here I am, minding my own business, kids are sleeping, and I'm doing the e-commerce browse in the evening. And I'm like, I need a sports bra. Everything's so damn tight on me. I'm losing circulation. My Peloton's about to come. I go on the Adidas website. Not only am I horrified that everything's $1,000 on there, I'm like, I see a sports bra, and it was a pretty African-American girl modeling the bra, and then I see the same girl modeling it, like, one down, and and her hands are up in the air, and with the bra on. But this time her head was cut off, and it just exposes all of this armpit hair. And that doesn't appeal to me. The bra actually was really nice. I mean, the bra was $75. I'm not buying a $75 sports bra. Let's be serious. And I'm sure you aren't either. Like, Target is good for that stuff, okay? But, I couldn't even bear to look at the rest of the bra because I didn't want to look at her armpit hair. I just genuinely was turned off. And it would be the same thing if it was a guy. So I post this thing on TikTok, and I'm like, make it stop. And all these people, they're commenting, oh my God, you're a horror, you're anti-women, you're a terrible person, this is the natural thing, you must hate. It's like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I wanted to tell these girls. Okay, these girls, let me tell you something. And this is going to sound a little crazy, but I actually did this on stage in Staten Island last week. Because I didn't do my material. I just got up, I was talking, I was all aggravated. It was like the same day I did the post. And and it's Staten Island, so I'm just like, I'm talking to my home people, where we all get each other. And it's like, I said, I'm like, I posted something, and these people, they're going crazy about armpit hair. I said, and they're like, you're not a feminist, you're harsh. It's like, no, I am a feminist. Like, you have no idea. You want to be me. You don't even know it. You, 22 years old in Oklahoma, sitting in your mother's bedroom, whatever, on your phone. You actually want to be me. I am the feminist you want to be. I come from a middle-class family, regular family, born in Brooklyn, from Staten Island. And what did I do? I worked my way up the corporate world, used my street smarts to get ahead. I went to St. John's, my undergrad. I went to Harvard, executive education. I went to Penn, Wharton executive education. I run shit at work. You want to be me. You want to be the feminist that I am. You just don't know that about me because I don't really talk about that on social media, right? And it's like, because that's my corporate background, and why that's not so interesting. Although I do think I should talk about it sometimes because it could be a good role model for girls. But it's like I'm in my house making ends meet, raising my kids as a single mother. And I'm working. I have my performing stuff. I trade cryptocurrency. Of course I am pro women. Of course I am all about girl power. Of course I love the Spice Girls. Get the fuck over yourself. Honestly, these people are so ridiculous. This is Gen Z for you. This is Gen Z. Okay? And, it's so funny because it's like, all of a sudden, what makes you a feminist? That your father runs a hedge fund, you have a nose ring in your nose, and then you grow out your armpit hair? Is that what defines you as a feminist, and you wear mom jeans? Like, honestly, get over yourself. And by the way, if we're going to talk about being feminist, I don't think we should call the jeans the mom jeans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, these kids are so funny. Like, if they were in front of me, I'd just shut it right down because it's preposterous. But moving right along, I think the armpit hair is just not attractive. I mean, I don't know. Listen. I'm a hairy Italian girl, right? I mean, I spent a lot of money trying to laser hair off, and to be honest, I would wax and shave and stuff, but my skin is so damn sensitive that I get, like, I get rashes all over the place. TMI, but it's the truth, so I have to get laser. And I am happy that my armpit hair is never going to come back, because nowhere on God's green earth am I going to wear a tank top. I don't care how much in style it is. I don't care if you're going to pay me $1 million to show off the pit hair. I'm not doing it. And I don't think it's attractive marketing the products like that. But Adidas, they're making a statement. We're living in more of an androgynous culture, right? The younger culture, they're more androgynous. That's the look right now. It's the 90s, beautiful clothes, not. And this androgynous look, listen, it's just an opinion. It's just my opinion, right? And what makes the world goes round, and I said this in the comments, what makes the world go round is that we all have our own opinions. Mine, personally, is I like women looking like what the societal norm is of women. I mean, that's just what I prefer. I don't mind other women that don't necessarily look all dolled up, of course, to each their own. And I don't always look all dolled up, but that's just what I find aesthetically pleasing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, it's just crazy. It's everybody's so, you can't say anything anymore. My boyfriend, he's in the business, he's in the entertainment business. And he said to me, it's like, 20, he's older than me, a little older than me. He said 20 years ago, at least 25 years ago, comics, they saying whatever. I mean, it wasn't obviously online, but they're out. They're talking, they're giving their opinions. Nobody gave a fuck. Everybody's happy to hear someone's own POV, point of view on something. But now everybody's, has their arms up. Everybody's calling names. People are litigious. Get out of here. The CDC, no masks anymore, inside or outside. What do you guys think about that? It's kind of funny. It's like all this time complaining about masks and having to put them on and forgetting to put them on and having a mask in your bag. It's like at work, if I'm going to be in my office, I kind of feel like I'm still going to want to wear a mask. I got used to wearing a mask. I'm not in the office that much, but you know what? My office, I don't know about your office, we don't have windows open. We have windows, but they don't open. It's a corporate office. It's a corporate, boring office. It should be more fun. It would add a little, pizzazz to the people, to be quite honest. But it's a boring office, and there's windows, and they don't open. So what? We're gonna just recirculate the air like plain air. I'm gonna just keep the mask on. I'm just, until it's weird, I'm just gonna keep it on, and then nobody's gonna say anything. I mean, well, they say if you're not vaxxed, then wear your mask, right? Do everybody a service, or do yourself a service. But I got the vax. I'm all vaxxed up. I'm vaxxed up, but I'm going to keep the mask on. But I was not wearing the mask the other day when I was walking down the street, right, in Manhattan. And Manhattan stinks. Oh, man, I forgot how much this place stinks. Oh, you smell without the mask. It's funny because the mask is breathable, And I just wear those. I have the black ones, but just the hospital masks. I didn't get any of the fancy masks from the store, like from a clothing store or whatever. I just use the disposable ones. I smear lipstick all over it. I mean, what am I doing here? But I took the mask off. I'm doing a stroll. And, oh, my God, the pungent smells of the city. Dog pee, dog shit, smells, gas, like coffee, people's breath. I forgot how much breath stinks. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. I just thought, Oh, I got to get used to this. But I am happy because the summer, I mean, God, the dog days of summer in Manhattan, the steam just comes off the cement and it's so skivats that to put the mask on top of your already sweaty skin. And if you're like me, I break out just on the regular, which, like, honestly, really, God, like, did I have to have that? Out of all the things I could have had breakouts, like, it's just horrific. My next door neighbor doesn't like living next door to a family. I think I've talked about her before. She's like 100 years old. She's a Russian woman. She keeps to herself. She has an alcove studio. But it's like, she's like, shouldn't you be living in a big house somewhere? And it's like, shouldn't you be living in a nursing home somewhere? My kids, we got home the other day, and their little shoes, their little hot pink Skechers sneakers, they're outside the front door, right? Because they were disgusting, filthy. And I kept them outside the apartment door. And you're usually not allowed to keep things outside the apartment doors these days, even doormats. Like, you're not even allowed to have a doormat because they view it as a fire hazard, right? So, but I had this little sneakers outside the door. And this woman, she, like, pushes them over with her foot. Because our front doors are closed. Our front doors are right next to each other. And then there's, like, a big space, right? Then there's no other doors near us. And she scoots my kid's shoe over with her foot, and she's like, I don't want the stinky shoes in front of my door. It's like, okay, okay. It's like, listen, lady, I know that the apartment I'm currently living, I know this apartment had been vacant for lots of years before I moved in, like 4 years ago, but there's a family that lives near here, like now, so you're gonna have to get used to this. And yeah, but please, she's so ornery. And to be honest, if you really don't like it, you should just move the hell out and try to sell your apartment to me. Not that I can afford it, but God, an alcove studio. Do you know how lucky you could be? You know what winning the lotto is in New York? If you are in New York, you already know what I'm going to say. Winning the lotto in New York is like having enough money in the bank, and right, you're comfortable, you have money in the bank, and then the apartment next door to you comes up and you have enough money to buy it. That is New York lottery. Fuck the numbers in the deli. That's winning the lottery right there. I'm telling you. Oh, if this broad ever moves out, I'm gonna go ham right in there. I don't even know how. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start playing the lottery. I'm gonna have to up the ante, up my crypto game, which I am working on, in terms of bringing somebody on, by the way, to explain that to you, because I got a bunch of notes, like I get emails obviously from you guys, or just on TikTok from time to time, and I think I've mentioned it a few months ago about talking about cryptocurrency, because I've been trading cryptocurrency since 2017, and it's a little side thing that I have. I don't talk about it much. It's sort of under the radar. Back in 2017, not terribly long ago, but the people that did it, you didn't really talk about that you did it. And now, obviously, it's just all over the place. And I'm sure you go on dates and you have the guy mentioning something like this, or you turn on the news, or girl, I should say, on the date, or you turn on the news, you see in the paper. And you know what? It's very hard to explain in layman's terms. I can do it. But better than me doing it, I'm gonna have this guy on. He's awesome. He's also a crypto trader, but he really can distill it down. And I'm gonna ask him questions, and we're gonna have a little interview sort of show. Not exact. I mean, my first guest. I'm gonna have a cryptocurrency trader on. Not exactly sexy. But I think that it'll be good. And you know what? The reality situation is, there's very, very high risk in crypto, but there's also very, very high reward. And not enough girls and moms, at least in my world, are in on it. And we should be. We should be in on it. Why not? Like, let me tell you something. Some weeks, I'll get manicure, pedicure, right? A couple times a month, and I'm paying $50 for that, whatever I'm paying. Sometimes I'll say, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to do my own nails and toes, and I'm going to put that money into cryptocurrency. And it's because you can only spend the money once, right? But it's like, I'd rather spend $50 investing my money in crypto on a project that I believe in, or on maybe a token that I think is going to run, and know that I'm going to potentially be able to make money on that money, rather than my $50 in the nail salon when I could do it myself, right? So it's I I have all the questions that I'm going to ask him. And obviously, if you have any questions that you want to know specifically, you can message me and I'll ask him those as well. But it's going to be like a Crypto 101 episode. And, like I said, I could do it myself, but I think it's better when it comes from a real expert because I also work. I work in digital, but I am in the financial sector, so I can't have it be like I'm giving financial advice. But it's not going to be financial advice. It's just going to be explaining, and at the very least, it's just cool to know, because this is it's the same thing as money. It's the same thing as FX trading, foreign currency trading. It's just with digitized assets, right? So non-tangible assets and assets that are not controlled by a central bank, right? So there's all sorts of projects, and there's meme coins like Dogecoin, which is just started as a joke and now is a thing. And then of course there's Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we'll get into it, and it'll be good. And I'll share it with you. What I buy and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, my Peloton arrived. Okay. By the way, speaking of crypto, I actually sold some crypto to buy my Peloton. That's actually because I gotta make moves over here. I don't have $3,000 sitting around to buy the 2021 version of the Nordic Track. What, are you kidding me? That's a ridiculous amount of money. But I was desperate. My waistline was desperate. I'm chafing all over the place. I can't keep buying jean size bigger. So I get the Peloton, and it came last week, and it's great. I mean, I've only used it 2 times so far because, I didn't want to overdo it. I really just haven't been exercising in ages. And I did it 2 times, and I was so sore the second time. But it's so fun. It's awesome. The bike in the store, like, I was worried because I was like, oh shit, this is going to be big. Where am I going to put it? Because I have 2 bedrooms, but I have it in and a living room. I don't really have much other living space. And I have a kitchen, obviously, but it's tucked away in my living room, right? I'm actually looking at it right now. And I got the newer model. You get the newer one or the older one. The older one was slightly cheaper, but the newer model, the screen turns, the computer screen, and I needed that because honestly, the screen turning is a space saver. But it's great. It's tucked away, smaller than I thought. It's this matte black, murdered out, sleek look. Love it. Absolutely love it. I am not, my name on Peloton, if you want to know, is Gucci DeLucci. I mean, you go big or go home. I mean, what are we doing here? Go big or home. Gucci DeLucci is my name on Peloton. I rode 2 classes. I don't even know if you could find people on there or not, but if you want to find me or something, or we could find each other, send me a name. I'm never going to be a competitive type. The guy, when he was setting up the bike, he's like, so are you going to want to join classes and, like with your friends virtually? And I was like, nah. And he's like, never. I'm like, NEV to the ER, never. Like, I'm just like, I couldn't. Like, let me just give you an example. I was doing the 2 classes. No, I shouldn't, be so hard on myself. But first time I'm doing exercise in a very long time. It was like 16,000 people or something took the class. Not at the same time, but I don't know, maybe. I don't even know. 16,000 people on the leaderboard, right? I come in at like 15,000th. Like, I mean, I'm so slow, and I'm obviously furiously like waiting for the next disco song to come up, but it's fun. It's good. I recommend it if you like it. If you like spin, if you like that whole thing. The only bad thing I will say about the bike, in my personal opinion, is while it's awesome, compact, I got the headphones with it, you're in the class, the instructors are great, I do miss the feeling of being at the actual class. Like, I would go to SoulCycle, and I do like the energy in the actual room. There's something to be said about feeling the energy, the sweat and everybody's excitement and tiredness and the teacher, it's palpable, right? And so that's definitely a loss in my opinion. But and I haven't decided yet, like, is it missing the class environment worth the time saving? Because on the flip side, it's like I miss that class environment, but this is just easy. I mean, I'm just rolling out of bed. I rolled out of the first 2 times, rolled out of bed, threw on my outfit, whatever I was, whatever shitty clothes, jumped on the bike, did the class, did like a 5-second stretch, and then went in the shower. Like at SoulCycle, it's ridiculous. You gotta not me. I'm walking everywhere. I gotta, I'm get up out of my house. I'm getting my clothes on. I'm taking the train, or I'm schlepping to walking to SoulCycle. Then you're in the class, and then you got to go in the shower there or something, because or walk home sweaty. It's a whole production going to the actual class. So I miss the class environment, but this is just saves so much time, but an expense. I was at Whole Foods the other day. I don't know if you've ever bought this, but I've been loving these things. I got to tell you about it. In the freezer section, they sell Whole Foods frozen salmon fillets. I know, so random, but it's 6 fillets. It's $20. But you know what I like about it? They're individual sizes. So it's like 6 pieces, small, thin pieces, pre-cut. So $20, $3 a fillet. They're great. They're farmed. You could buy wild ones, but I'm too cheap for that. Farmed is fine. I grew up eating farm stuff. I'm not dead. I don't need to buy the wild stuff. But they're so good. And I just got my second delivery. I see them out on the counter over there. I'm looking and I'm like, God, I gotta put that away. I gotta stop being so lazy. And it's fish. I mean, come on. But they're delicious. I totally recommend if you're going around Whole Foods. Oh my God. Listen to this, okay? I don't know if I was going to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it with you because I don't know. I don't know if this is just me or my boyfriend, or if it's a guy thing, or I'm being crazy. But, we had the last show, and it was past Mother's Day already, but what I didn't talk about was my gift. So, I didn't know if I was going to get a little present from my boyfriend on Mother's Day. Now, I think I should. I'm a mother. He's dating a mother. I include him in stuff with my children. He eats over with us. We go to the park together sometimes. So, and he's dating a mother. And Mother's Day, is Mother's Day about getting a gift for your own mother, or doing something for your own mother? Is it about doing something for the mother of your children? Is it about appreciating mothers in general? Well, I think all of the above. So, I didn't know. One of my girlfriends is like, Elise, he's not gonna like he might get you a card or something. And I was like, let me tell you something. I've been with this guy for a while now. He better get me more than a little card, okay? Like even just a plant, okay, would be fine. So anyway, he sweet, comes to my house. I think it was in the evening, or I don't know, maybe the next day. I can't remember. And he gives me the card, and he gives me a gift from the card store. And I talked about this on TikTok. He got me 2 cookbooks, okay? 2 cookbooks from the card store. Nothing wrong with that. I love cookbooks. I'm sure you do too. I just like to read them. I like to keep them on my bookshelf. If I'm ever just sitting around with nothing to do, which is not really that often. But, if I'm just sitting around watching a show and it's just kind of in the background, I like to page through them, read them, whatever. I love looking at the pictures. And I have like a nice little collection of cookbooks. And I told him at Christmas time, if he ever was wondering what to get me, besides jewelry, you can get me a cookbook. I love cookbooks. So he remembered, which is great. So he got me this little gift, two little cookbooks from the card store. But I was offended. Like, I was happy, but I didn't know if I should say anything to him. So after I opened, oh, sweet, oh, they're so nice. I went over to him later and I said, babe, can I tell you something? And he's like, what? I said, so it was so sweet of you to get me the card and the little book. So nice. I really appreciate it. I said, but did you really get it at the card store? And he's like, yeah, why? And this is what he tells me. Well, he goes, I was going to go to Barnes & Noble and I was going to get you a cookbook because I know that's what you like. But I went into the card store and I was picking out a card and I spent a long time picking out the card. And it's like, really? Did you? Because it was like a blank card that he wrote in. But I don't want to, come on, that's still, I don't want to be like that. So he's like, but I went in the card, so I'm picking out the card. And then I saw that they sold cookbooks there. And I was like, oh, she would probably like these. I'm going to get, he's like, I think I did good. Now, here's the thing. My boyfriend, he's older. He's a smart guy, been around the block. Do you really think that like a girl's not going to say, you didn't go anywhere else for me? Like, I mean, but it's also not my birthday. It's not like it's Christmas. It's Mother's Day, right? So it's just a little token. But I was a little bit offended. What do you think about that? Okay, because it's like, I also told him that I like cookbooks, but I also told him there was 2 specific stores in the city that I love cookbooks from. And by the way, if you want to know what they are, Bonnie Slotnick. She owns she's just a one-woman shop. She owns a shop downtown. I think it's on 2nd Street or 2nd Avenue. All she sells is like vintage, rare, out-of-print cookbooks. They're not expensive. It's just like she just has a collection and she sells it. And she sells other like tchotchkes in there. It's just one of those stores, those cool, funky city stores that is still around, and you could just go and spend hours in. And then there's another store that I like that's this other cookbook store in Manhattan that's great, and it's called Kitchen Arts and Letters, and that's in the 90s on the east side on Lexington Avenue. Both stores have funny hours, and both stores you wouldn't know of. Like, he wouldn't know unless I told him, but he didn't remember. Bonnie Slotnick's and Kitchen Arts and Letters. Give me a break. It's not like I said it was on Amazon. So anyway, it's not like he went there for the book, is what I'm saying. It's not like he went and he sifted. And sift is a strong word. I mean, like, at least order it on Amazon and wrap it up and or get it from the effing card store and wrap it, not in the card store, wrap in the gift bag. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh, but I just felt like it should be a little bit more thoughtful. And it's not about the holiday. I mean, yeah, I'm saying, oh, it's not my birthday. The thing is that it's not about whether it was a gift for Mother's Day or it was a gift for no reason. It's just the thought. It's the thought that I like. I'm huge on thought. I don't give a shit if he got a piece of printer paper and drew me a crayon drawing. I would love it. I love thoughtful things. This is like, months ago, he wanted to buy me shoes for my birthday. And I think I posted about that too. And, nothing against getting a new pair of shoes, but I don't want you to take me shopping for shoes. What is this, Pretty Woman? What are you? Get out the hell out of here. I'll buy my own shoes. No, go to the store and pick me out something. I mean, my God. I mean, there's all these commercials on the TV all day long. Just my thoughts on that. And if you're a guy and you're listening, honestly, please, if you buy the gift at the card store, can you at least put it in your own wrapping paper or some shit like that? Wrap it in the comics for all I care. I watched a good movie. If you like documentaries and you like the Beastie Boys story was cute. I watched it. It was just a documentary on the Beastie Boys. I watched it last night on Apple TV, Apple Plus TV, actually. And then last night I watched HBO's the show I was been telling you about, Mayor of Easton. So good. This was like a real thrillery episode. Oh shit. It scared the living daylights out of me, but it was so good. And I don't usually like scary shows at all. I don't like that, but it was great. It was super great. Oh, you know what I did this weekend that was so fun? If you ever wanted things to do, we drove over to Nyack, New York. Nyack, it's I think it's in Rockland County, but we drove there and we just walked around the little town. It was cool. They have all these like funky little stores and funky little restaurants, and we just had lunch there. Cute, there's like water there. You know who lives in Nyack? Rosie. I think Rosie O'Donnell lives there. She has a place, and a bunch of actors live there. It's a very artsy little downtown area. Like it's very liberal, artsy. A lot of artists, painters, musicians, performers. And everything was like cheap and cool and funky. It's like a little gritty. It's not like an upscale artsy area. It felt a little gritty, but so cool. And we went to this place. Where did we go? It was called what was it called? Burgers and Breakfast, or Breakfast and Burgers. All I know is that on the menu they had a burger with macaroni and cheese on it, and they also had s'mores pancakes. I mean, like the menu was plentiful. And delish. Of course, I did what I normally do, which was get an omelet. I had 1,000 options, and I'm like, yeah, I'll have an egg white omelet, spinach and cheese. He's like, you ever gonna get anything else? No, I'm not. Product of the week. I love this product. I've been using it forever, and I can't believe I haven't told you about it before. And I was just saying about my skin earlier. I have sensitive skin, oily skin, Mediterranean skin, but not like the olivey good kind that like nothing happens. I have like the Mediterranean, like hairy, blotchy, just like white with dark hair skin, And I'm always doing everything to salicylic acid and toners. And one of my friends, actually, well, I met her through TikTok, but I think she's a podcast listener. Marie, if you're listening, hello. She has a brand called Sea Skin, and she actually sent me a toner, which was great. And I talked about it a while ago, but hers was a really good toner, Sea Skin. But I use this product, so you should check it out. But I use this product I found on Amazon a couple years ago. The brand is QRX Labs, and it's glycolic acid, 20% glycolic acid resurfacing pads. The product's awesome. It's $25. And it's a little tub, and it's, I don't know, maybe like 50 or 100 pads. I use them twice a week. After I wash my face, I just do this like glycolic. It's like a peel. It's like doing a peel. You just do the pads. And honestly, right after, my skin is like super shiny, but it feels clean. It feels almost stripped, but not thirsty. Not thirsty stripped. And the next day, my skin always has a nice glow. I really love this product. QRX Labs, glycolic acid, 20%. And a friend told me about these pads. It was like I found it through her, because sometimes I feel like you buy products on Amazon and you just don't really know. Like, where are they coming from? Are they fake? Because there's like the whole fake product market on Amazon, which is crazy. I think there's a documentary about that too, about the fake beauty products on Amazon. I don't know the name. Actually, I wonder if I could look it up for you. Like, I'm sure you're listening to this and driving or something, and you're like, is she really going to look this up? But I'm Googling it. Because I watched it a long time ago, and it talked about all the fake shit. Oh, this is it. It's called Toxic Beauty. And then there's another one. Hold on. Oh my God, why isn't this? It's called oh, actually, forget it. I think it's called Toxic Beauty. This other one's called There Are No Fakes, but it's about art. Anyway, fuck it. Anyway, you could Google it. You could find it. But that's that. That's my product of the week. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I hope I could see you soon, right? I'm starting to get out there, get on the road, and it'll be fun. And quote of the day. Oh, this is such a good one. I don't even know who says it, but I love it. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. Fuck yeah. The comeback is always stronger than the setback. I'm Elise DeLucci. Thank you for listening to episode 64 of the Elise DeLucci Show. Tell your friends, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Hope to see you soon. Ciao, dolls.